San Marino, there are elections next year. The 80% of its inhabitants have the right to vote. This year the participation have been 95%, so 2,000 people have decided not to vote this time. What is the population of San Marino? Well, here we have two percentages, but we have two ways to solve the problem. One of them is without using algebra. We have to identify these 2,000 people not with this percentage, but with the 5%, because 2,000 people are the people who have decided not to vote. And if we realize that the 5% of something we don't know, the quantity of people who can vote, is 2,000 people, we can say that 5 is to 100 the same of 2,000 people is to the total of people that can vote. With 5x, we get 5x equals to 100,000. So x is going to be 40,000 people who have the right to vote, who can vote. Now that we have this amount of people, we know that the 40% of its inhabitants have the right to vote. So we can once again identify, we know that the 80%, this time is direct, of a quantity we don't know, let's call it now y, the total people of San Marino, equals or is the same as 40,000 people. So now we can say that 80 is to 100 the same as 40,000 is to y. If we cross multiply and we get that y is 4 million people divided by 80, this is 50,000 people. These are the inhabitants, population. So this is the final result. Now, if we want, if we have other skills that we know how to use this and these percentages one after the other, we might say that the 80% of our population can vote, so this is 80 over 100. This applies to our population, and then of this result we have to apply the 5% times 5%, one percentage after the other, of the quantity we don't know, of the total population. And we get 2,000 people. This is like one equation, or maybe you write with decimal form. 0.8 times 0.05 of x is the same as 2,000 people. In the end, is like we apply a 4%, this percentage after the other, we get 0.04 times x. So both percentages together make like a 4% of the total population, that is 2,000 people. The last step is just dividing in both sides of the equation by 0.04, and we get the same result, of course, 50,000 people.